There is something strange that happens when a person starts to change. They get healthier. They set boundaries. They pursue goals that nobody in their family ever pursued. And instead of celebration, there is resistance, criticism, subtle sabotage, sometimes outright hostility. By the end of this video, we will go through why families often resist the growth of their members, how invisible roles keep people trapped in outdated versions of themselves, what it really means to individuate from a family system, and much more. The assumption most people carry is that families want what is best for each member, that parents want their children to exceed them, that siblings want each other to succeed, that growth would be encouraged, supported, celebrated. Sometimes that is true. In healthy families, it usually is. But in many families, individual growth is experienced as a threat, not consciously. Nobody sits down and decides to sabotage a family member's progress. But the system has its own logic. The system wants to stay the same. And when one person changes, the whole system has to adjust. Family systems theory explains this through the concept of homeostasis. Every system seeks stability. Every system resists change. And families are systems. When one person starts going to therapy, the unspoken rule that we don't talk about our problems gets violated. When one person starts earning more money, the unspoken agreement that we all stay at the same level gets disrupted. When one person starts setting boundaries, the unspoken expectation that family can treat each other however they want gets challenged. The system pushes back. It looks like concern. Are you sure you need therapy? You are not that messed up. It looks like mockery. Oh, look who thinks they are better than us now. It looks like guilt. You used to be so easygoing. What happened to you? It looks like exclusion. You have changed. We don't even know you anymore. All of it serves the same function. To pressure the changing person back into their old role, back into the version of themselves the system knows how to handle. There is a concept called role assignment that happens in families. The responsible one, the screw-up, the peacemaker, the difficult one. These roles get assigned early, often before the child has any say in the matter, and they stick. The problem is that roles assigned in childhood rarely fit the adult. The responsible one might be exhausted from decades of carrying weight that was never theirs. The screw-up might have transformed their life completely, but still get treated like they are 17 and unreliable. The peacemaker might be desperate to express their own needs, but cannot without upsetting the family balance. The roles are not about who the person actually is. They are about what the system needs them to be. And when someone tries to step out of their role, the system responds with pressure, sometimes subtle, sometimes overwhelming, but always present. This is why holidays become minefields. Why family visits feel like traveling back in time. Why a 40-year-old can walk into their childhood home and immediately feel like a child again. The environment activates the old programming. The old dynamics start running. The role locks back into place. Individuating from a family system means becoming a full person separate from the roles and expectations assigned in childhood. It means being able to be around family without losing the sense of self that was developed outside of them. This is not about cutting people off, though sometimes that becomes necessary. It is about internal freedom, the ability to stay grounded in who you are now instead of regressing to who you were then. Murray Bowen, the psychiatrist who developed family systems theory, called this differentiation of self. He described it as the ability to think independently while remaining emotionally connected. The higher the differentiation, the less a person gets pulled into the family's patterns. The lower the differentiation, the more they lose themselves every time they engage. Differentiation is not something that happens once. It is a practice. It requires staying conscious when the old triggers fire. It requires tolerating the discomfort of disappointing expectations. It requires grieving the family that was hoped for while accepting the family that actually exists. Some families make this easier than others. Some families can tolerate members who grow, who change, who become different from what was expected. They might not understand the changes. They might feel uncomfortable, but they adapt. Other families cannot. Any deviation from the assigned role is treated as betrayal. Growth is punished. Success is envied. Boundaries are violated. In these families, the only way to individuate is to create distance. This is not selfishness. It is survival. A person cannot grow in an environment that actively works against their growth. A person cannot become themselves when every attempt is met with pressure to stay the same. The invisible strings that families use to hold their members in place are made of guilt, obligation, fear, and love. That is what makes them so hard to cut. Because it is not just manipulation. There is often genuine love mixed in, genuine connection, genuine history, but love that requires smallness is not love. Connection that demands self-abandonment is not connection. History that becomes a chain is no longer something to cherish. Growing beyond the family system does not mean rejecting where you came from. It means becoming more than what you were assigned to be. It means taking what was good and leaving what was poison. It means writing a new story that includes the old chapters but is not limited by them. The family might never understand. The system might never stop pushing back. But the person who individuates no longer needs that understanding or approval. They have found something more reliable, their own sense of self.